everybody, this is Josh with Talk About Trek, and we're back again today, not to talk about a Star Trek book, because actually I have taken my kind of semi-annual break and just finished reading a series of short stories by Stephen King called Everything's Eventual, which was really good and recommended by a friend, and I really liked it. So I'm now ready to dive back into the world of Trek literature, with kind of a fresh mind, as it is. But I find myself kind of stuck. I don't actually know where I want to go. I know I'm going to continue to read the TNG numbered series for sure, but I guess what I'm saying is I'm looking for some recommendations. So, anyone out there have a recommendation they would like to throw out there? Now is the time. In other news, we hit a flea market over the weekend, and all in all, not very much, but I didn't get a deal, but I got something good. So check this out. We got the Borg Queen. And it's mint and it's in like plastic. And I had to pay, $40 for it. But I looked on eBay and I couldn't have got it for any less than that, I think. And it's just a fine addition to the collection. So happy to have it. And the guy threw in a box of, I think it was something like 14 TOS books. I had all of them but 3, of course. But now I have 11 books that I will be happy to pass along. And I've recently found out that there's a Trek-themed charity that is opening up a business in a nearby mall. And they accept donations. So I'm going to donate those extra books to them. And then they can use that to then progress their cause forward. So good things all around. And I've got this sweet Borg Queen to show for it. But, what are you going to do? Sometimes you just gotta put it out there. Alright, other Trek-related things we want to talk about. Star Trek Day. They kind of blew it this year, and I think because of the actors' strike, there really wasn't much they could do, and they just didn't have very much, I think, to talk about. I did watch the little special that Jerry O'Connell hosted, and it was good, but it felt kind of tainted with it being a focus on Star Trek animation, and they don't mention Prodigy. And I understand the situation with Prodigy, and maybe they can't talk about it because of legal reasons or whatever, but I think that was just kind of unfortunate, because Prodigy is a great show. It deserves to find a home somewhere, and hopefully will. So, other than that, not too much came out of that, really. In the past years, those have been pretty exciting, but this year, just kind of meh. But we do have exciting things going on, which is, of course, Lower Decks is back, and they treated us with a 2-episode premiere, and it was so good, so funny. Just refreshing to have this show back, too. It always makes me laugh, and I won't go into detail on both the episodes. I'll just say, go out and watch them. They're fantastic. And the first one, called Tuvix, is a kind of a homage to Voyager as well, which they did really well. And I will point out the one joke which just killed me. So whoever out there wrote this joke and came up with this, thank you, because this had me laughing so hard. So here is, as they're looking at kind of the diagram of what happened on Voyager, and look at the little picture that they put up there for Neelix. As soon as I saw that, I just started laughing, and my son was like, "What is wrong, Dad?" It's like, this is just so funny. And no one understands why. Maybe just me and other people out there, I hope too, see the humor in this little dancing Neelix. But for me, it was just fantastic. That was so good and so well done, and just one of the highlights in a very, very funny episode. So, but what we're going to do today, since I don't have a book to talk about, and I do want to talk about Star Trek stuff, is I'm going to do something that my son has been saying I should do for a while. And I kind of did before when I talked about my book collection. There's a video where I kind of go through the books and everything. But I'm going to give you guys a kind of a photo tour of this area all around me here. So you can see the full Trek collection that I've amassed over the years here. So let's go to the pictures here. Okay. So what we're going to start out with is what I see when I look directly across from me here. So on the wall, you can see we have the TV with the VCR, perfect for watching Star Trek VHSs. And it does need dusted. And God, so much of this stuff needs dusted, which is why I always didn't want to make this video because I was like, well, I want to make sure everything is perfect. I want to get it exactly how I like it. And it's never going to be like that. So I'm just going to take it as it is. And this is what we have so far. So on this wall, I've got all the Playmates hung up in their cases that I've got. And the idea I was going with was I wanted to get a complete collection of the Next Generation set. So that's kind of what you're looking at there. The ones printed out on paper, of course, are the ones that I need to get and add to the collection. Let's see. Here on this wall, I picked these up a little bit ago. These are from the the Kelvinverse movies, and then a nice little Vashti tourist poster there. But anyway, back to the main wall. You can see we've got a good chunk that we need to fill in there. But then below, there's some of the other Star Trek ones, but I'm going to focus on trying to fill in this. And I know I could do it easy if I just went to eBay and kind of picked them out. But the idea is to find them at flea markets and things like that, kind of naturally over time, because it's always funner to do it that way. So that's what we have going on that wall there. They all need dusted continually, of course. This is just a view from another angle. And of course, you can see we've got a few, not many, but a few Deep Space Nine there. So here on the wall right there, we've got our movie toys and our Voyager toys. And again, not very much to look at there, just a few. Oh, I will point out, let's go back. Let's go back. I don't think I got a good shot of it. Shoot. Going back, hang on. Bear with me. Yeah, right here. The Worf there in the Klingon armor in the upper right-hand corner, that is autographed by Mr. Michael Dorn. So that's always cool. All right, so anyway, there is a closer look at that shelf there with the movie figures and the wall there and the Voyager guys. Oh, there, you can kind of see it, but that is a misprinted Voyager. It's a Neelix, but it's on a card that says it's the Doctor. So let me show it to you. Yeah, so check this out. This is cool. It's Neelix, but it says the Doctor. So a fun little misprint that I found. I mean, it's not worth anything, but just, little things like that are always cool. So anyway, more toys. Here we go. Okay, so now we're looking up and to the right, above the bookshelf, and ignore the cobwebs and water damage, but we have, of course, our Voyager figures up there, the Gorn Cupcake, and then this shelf is also where we store our board games. So we have several Star Trek board games, as you can see, and someday I will actually get to sit down and play these with someone, even if I have to force my kids to do it. It's going to be done someday, especially the interactive VCR board game. I played that when I was a kid, and that was a lot of fun. So lots of other stuff, too, here. Used to get into doing a little bit of role-playing with my friends, and we would do that. So some of these I haven't tried yet, but I would love to get into for sure. So lots of games to look at. So continuing on down the wall, we've got more Playmates figures here. And then, look at that. That's a blue shirt Picard that my son made for me some years ago, hanging up there. But anyway, you have the Starfleet Academy figures. And then below them, I just hung Cadet Data, since he kind of belonged with that group as well. And then you have the Space Talk series, kind of rounding out those figures there. Here on this wall, you have some of the newer figures, and then the newer kind of like Mego ones. And of course, I have the autographed Doug Jones Saru Mego, which says "Love to Josh" on it. And Doug Jones is awesome. He is such an awesome guy. So here, looking a little bit further down, we have the Strike Force little guys and the Borg Temple set. Not the best place for them, but again, I'm never going to have a perfect place for everything. So this is just how it sits right now. Uh, you can see an old puzzle there down to the left too. Ah, look at this. This is a very nice curio cabinet that my brother-in-law gave to me. I used to just have like a plain black shelf there, but now we got this, and I've kind of moved some figures here to the side of it, as you can see. And then you've got the Cerritos and the La Sirena, uh, Deep Space Nine, the Enterprise, and I think the Titan. Kind of my favorite out of the Eaglemoss set that I was into. And then down below, these are like the inner space ships as well. And I think in the future, I might make this into more of an Eaglemoss cabinet, but for now, that's what it is. So there's just a closer look at everything inside the cabinet there. And then on the bottom shelf, we went ahead and put our tricorders, phasers, communicators, medical devices, all that good stuff down there. So, and it looks good. Now we're on to the real deal. What you can see right there. And of course, the very first shelf, and for me, probably one of the best shelves, is the Spock shelf. As you can see, it is crammed full of stuff. Of course, above the shelves here, we have the cars hanging up. There's a yo-yo there, communicator, and some posters on the ceiling. Fire alarm for fire safety, of course. Alright, so here's a closer look at the Spock shelf. Again, just cram-packed full of stuff. Back in the corner there, you can see kind of peeking out, that's an old Spock Halloween mask. Very cool. We got the Spock cupcake. Just, old Megos, old stand-up toys, old vinyl toys, plushes, all sorts of things. I should get these three on cards out because you can't even see them back there. But just Spock, and more Spock. And there was even more there. We have the old Spock we got the Knickerbocker Spock. Look at this. This is nuts. Anyway, that's the Spock shelf. Moving along, we have the Kirk shelf. And then I also put Khan up there too because he needed a place to go. A little bit of a cobweb we didn't get, but that's fine. A lot of Kirk figures too, a lot of very nice Kirk figures. So he pretty much has his own whole shelf there. You can see some Klingon battle gear there. Got a Batleth and a Disruptor hanging on the wall. Oh, now we're getting to the Eaglemoss fleet. And honestly, these could do like a whole video in themselves. But I've kind of arranged it right now. I got all these clear shelves. They needed dusting. They need rearranged. I lost a lot of the the bases and the things that hold them up, So some of them just sit here on the ground, while some of them have these nice clear stands. Some of them and take them some battle damage over time from kids getting a hold of them. But all in all, the fleet has held up fine. So over here on this side, you can see we have kind of all the Federation ships, and there's a huge array of different awesome ships. We were signed up for that subscription for you get 2 ships a month or something, and we did it for a long time. So, and they're also well made and good, just very cool looking ships. So, and they made so many. So here, a little bit further to the right, you can see we come across the different alien ships that they had available as well. And then you can see we're getting into the Borg section now. So, a whole bunch of Borg stuff, whole bunch of Borg figures. That's a telephone. And then I think also a trivia game sitting there, and a salt and pepper shaker. So just kind of miscellaneous stuff on that shelf. We come over here, we do have a little section devoted to the Romulans. So, a few Romulan ships, a Romulan plushie. Oh, these are great. These are the Star Trek Micro Machines, and they need a serious dusting up there as well. But I got this nice kind of stepped clear thing that displays them pretty good. They're just a little in shambles at the moment. But I love these things, and we'll get them cleaned up and looking better. But they really do display nice. Okay, so now we have the Klingon Empire here. Oh, I didn't get a better shot of that. That is out of focus. But anyway, all the Klingon ships that we have gathered up here, of course, and then you can see the larger Romulan ship down there as well. Just some miscellaneous stuff here, these cute guys, and you can see my Shreddies box in the back. Enterprise Ds. Gotta love the Enterprise D. Battle damaged. Uh, just various sizes. I think there's an E in there as well, hiding out. Down there you can see some Scotty Mints. What a strange collection. Some dinnerware. We have some dinnerware, some cups up there. Alright, there's the collective over there on the right side. All sorts of good stuff there. Now here, kind of like one of my favorite parts, and the part maybe I've cleaned up the most recently, even though it's still kind of messed up. But here is the kind of just the main shelves here. So the top shelf you can see is the original series. I got all the plates in the background. Then with some of the larger playmates and all the other kind of playmates just kind of gathered where they should be there. This shelf got a little bit overcrowded because kind of like the and the rest shelf, you know, it's like everything else is over here. So you've got Voyager, Deep Space Nine, all the taller 9-inch ones, and then a lot of this the random side characters from TNG over here as well. Sisko beating up a Klingon sitting there, very nice. Here we go. So a close-up view of our TOS shelf with kind of Uhura featured in the center there. And had some nice lights I was able to get for that too, which brings it up a lot. So see, now you can see a closer view of that nice Sisko and fighting someone, I forget who, but lots of great DS9 and Voyager guys there. Now we're on to the real deal here. This is the out of focus Picard shelf. That looks better. Let's go back to the out of focus one. So anyway, so many Picards, and you can watch my videos on those if you want, but all the Picards are here, and of course next to Picard is going to be number 1, and next to number 1 is going to be Counselor Troi. I got this very special Counselor Troi toy here that's like a exclusive Art Asylum something or other. But anyway, I've got a fine collection of TNG crew, as you can see. Not to leave out Prodigy, as you can see I've featured them here. They sit all in front. But behind the Prodigy crew, you've got, of course, Worf, and there are a lot of good Worf toys out there. And just a wide array of different kinds of Worfs, as you can see. So we go from Worf to the good Dr. Crusher, Geordi LaForge, and Lieutenant Commander Data to round it out. So, and again, we got some nice lights over here. We got the plates, and I think that this all turned out really good. I liked how that looked. So we kind of keep going around the room, and then we're getting to this kind of random shelf here where we've got kind of the rest of everything. You can see we've got the original Mego bridge, got plenty of starships there. My son likes to come out and play with them, so they're kind of hanging out there. But again, just kind of had to put everything else here on this shelf, and that's what we have. So we have our lunch boxes, some random Ferengi Marauders down there, and just kind of whatever else we needed to squeeze into the space. Down at the bottom in all these boxes here, I keep like the old cards and like just pieces and accessories that we don't need to use. So that's the back of my chair. That's my 7 of 9 shirt that I tried to wear once and it ripped. Some Star Trek Lego or Megos or whatever they were called. Here's like the poster wall that's right above that. There's a puzzle that I did. Nice picture that we picked up at a flea market. This Alien poster, which I wanted when I was a kid, so I bought now. And of course this cool Menage a Troi poster as well. So very good stuff there. Let's kind of look at the floor. You can see I've got the transporter, engineering, the bridge is down there too. But just too much stuff and not enough room right now. So we're going to find a better way to display all these things at some point. So here, this is right here to the left of me now. And you can see I've got kind of the other figures that I couldn't fit on the wall up here. And then I have my autograph wall where I have Worf, Geordi, Data, Dr. Crusher. Data's crooked. I know he's still crooked now. I'm looking at him. But it's fine. Will Wheaton, Walter Koenig, Marina Sirtis, of course, Doug Jones, Nichelle Nichols. It's kind of all my most precious autographs kind of right there that I can look at. Very cool. all these people were just fine and lovely to me. Any Star Trek actor, every Star Trek actor that I've ever had the, been able to come in contact with, has always been very nice. So just it's always been a great experience meeting these people, with my family and just going to these shows and having fun. So hopefully we'll be able to get up and do that again soon. But it's just hard with kids and stuff. So here's my plate collection. I've got some nice plates mounted on the wall there as well. Oh, okay, and then we will finish it off with the book collection. Because remember, the real reason why I'm here today is because I don't know what the heck to read next. So here is the TOS section up here. And then you got kind of the original TOS books with the James Blish stuff and the best of Trek and the Trek logs. And then finishing off the other TOS books here on this side. This is kind of the bigger hardcover ones here. And then just again more of the same. The larger books, the bigger ones, had to go in this area of the shelf. And then with the little odds and ends, just kind of rounding out the area there. Let's see. Oh, here in the middle, this is also a kind of like a game section. So you've got Nintendo games, Genesis games, computer games, just every game that I could find. Star Trek Flux, all sorts of fun games here. And then below that, you've got your guides, your chronologies, your tech manuals, that kind of stuff. And you've got comic books and magazines and TV guides. And actually some audiobooks right there as well, too. So, down here now we're getting to the TNG. And this is 1 through 80 of TNG right there. So, that's what we're working on now. We're actually at about, we're in the middle, the midpoint. That's why we stopped right there, really, right? So it's kind of a good place to take a breath, right? So then we're going to move on. Oh, there's my family on the bridge of the Enterprise. Very nice. Below that, we have the kind of other random Trek books, Shatner books, Voyager, DS9. I don't have a lot of those. But then here at the bottom, as you can see, we do have some VHSs. And VHSs are fun. I don't know what it is, but whenever I see one, I like to pick it up. And sometimes you can find some goodies, like this gold Wrath of Khan that I found one day I thought was pretty cool. And then over here we've got the DVDs, which are basically useless at this point anymore. I think they've pretty much been scratched to nothingness. But above that, we do have some nice Blu-rays there as well. So, but that's the end of the line. That is the Star Trek collection. So have another look here through the books, and if you see anything that you think I should read, let me know. Feel free to pause the video and look closer. I'm kidding. Anyway, I just wanted to do something fun tonight because I haven't been on in a while, and I thought it would be fun to show everyone around the old Trek collection here. And again, if anyone does have a real recommendation as to what I should jump into next, please let me know, because, again, I don't really know where to go from here. And it's a good chance to maybe get a good recommendation and read something maybe I wouldn't have read otherwise. So that's it. We're going to call it from there. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper. And we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.